Welcome to your Hatha class. If you'd like to grab a block, please do so. We'll highlight its use today. And we'll start in standing. Let's just have the block slightly off to the side there. Plant through the feet, forefoot, heels, lift the toes. And see if you can plant them down. And keep the arches of the feet as you engage and lift through the front of the quadriceps. Open through the shoulders, across the shoulder. Sweep those arms overhead. Hands palm to palm. Bring them to heart center. I greet you here and namaste. Arms reach overhead. Palm to palm once more. Bring them through heart center. Interlace the fingers as the hands pass the heart and press the palms down. Reach the hands up and out, overhead. Hands palm to palm, heart center, interlace the opposite way and press the palms down. Continue this at your own pace. Really awaken through the heart space. While you ground through the feet. Sound of your own breath be your meditation. I like to inhale as arms come out. And exhale as they come through center. Last one here. Hands through heart center. Press the palms down one more time. And whenever you are finished, just open those palms toward me. Pause and let everyone catch up. And from here, hands can come to those hips as you bend the knees and lengthen the legs. Repeat. Awaken through the knees. See how they feel today. A little mini squat doesn't have to be very big. And pause that action and come up onto one set of toes and then the other. So alternate feet here. Heel toe, heel toe. Strengthen the ankles. The balance today. And something a little different. Wipe your feet on the mat. This is to create awareness. It will increase our balance for most of us. Sense your soles. Make this action a little bigger, more of a knee bend. And then from here, make some circles with your right hip. I'm mirroring here. See if you can balance. And try not to I'm trying to let it sag here. That left side sag. Try to kind of integrate inner thigh and outer hip and reverse the direction of your circles. Plant that foot and just switch sides. A spiral up through the body. Reverse. Not to be very big circles. And plant that foot. Make circles with the hips. I like to inhale forward and exhale back and widen my feet slightly. Reverse directions. Finish one more. And then lift up tall, roll the shoulders once. Let's make circles with the torso this time. Inhale forward and exhale back. Or explore your breath pattern. See if something else works better for you. Again, circles can be small. Reverse. One more here. And as you come to center, you may need to narrow your feet slightly. I'm just going to turn so you can see. Hands to your thighs, round through your lower back. The rest of the spine will follow, and then extend through the heart. It's like a standing cat-cow. Round and extend. And carry on here. Around two more. Last one, round and roll up through the spine as the arms come overhead. And from here, widen those feet again. A little rotation. So inhale. And as you exhale, swing the arms to the left as you pivot on the right toes. Arms rise and rotate the opposite way. You may notice as you pivot, the knees start to bend. Could be a very small action, or like this, or bigger. Really let go here. Those arms kind of wrap around the body, sweep them back. Two more. Last one. Arms reach overhead and let them sweep to your sides. As you bring the hands to the kidneys and rub. Kidneys are associated with fear in Chinese medicine. Just rub this area. And this may be a little uncomfortable for some, but you're safe in your own home. I hope that you're on your own in your own home, in your own private space. You'll feel comfortable to rub your own belly. A lot of lymph nodes in our bellies. Lymph doesn't have its own pump. We want to move and massage. Reverse your circles. And then release those hands, shake them off, shake the hands, shake one foot, shake the other foot, alternate here. And then reach up and forward fold. And just hang for a moment. You could bring your hands to that block to support you so you don't have to touch the earth. Knees can bend generously here as we shake the head. Yes. And no. And from here, inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Bend those knees. Let's take that block with us here between the hands, if you have it. And it might just come to the heart, or it might extend overhead on a diagonal. And then press yourself up to stand. Bend the elbows, bring the block to the nape of the neck, press your head back into the arms. Bend the knees, and then lengthen the legs, the arms come up. Bring that block in front of the body once more to the earth. Heel toe, those feet wide into a V. And from here, plant that right hand into the block. Peel the left, slide the left hand along that right arm and rotate toward that right side. Really activate through the feet here. And then sweep that hand closed. Let's do that again. Slide the hand along that right arm. Open up into the rotation and sweep it closed. Last one. And sweep it closed. Let's switch sides. That right hand will slide along the left arm, rotate open, and sweep the hand close. Again. Last one, rotate open, reach those fingertips a little higher. And then bring that hand back to the block. Heel toe the feet and just slightly clasp the block, either short end of the block, and lift it up or bring it to heart center. And then press yourself again up to stand. From here, heel toe, those feet together or closer together, and put the block between your thighs. I like to use the short edge and just never on the knee here. Squeeze that block back in space and stand in your Tadasana. Just feel that. And then from here, bring the sits bones back. Arms might lift by the sides of the ears. Engage the inner thighs and the outer hips as we sit into chair. Hands could be at heart center or on the thighs. And lift as those arms come to your sides. And arms might sweep overhead as you sit back. Lengthen the legs, lift, and sink the hips. Last two. Last one, come to stand. Arms sweep overhead. Bring them to heart center. And release that block. Place it in your hands. Heel toe, the feet nice and wide. And turn to face the left side of your mat. So those left toes turn to the outside edge as you bend the knee. And from here, bring that block down to the inseam of the now lead leg. Press that left hand into the block as the other arm perhaps comes over the ear. You could also have your left forearm to the thigh here. And then pivot on the back toes. And see if you can stay in this lunge, perhaps with that right arm extended for a moment. And then you can take the block if you need underneath that right hand to revolve toward the left. Squeeze those inner thighs and outer thighs. Roll that top wrist. Reverse the wrist. And then hands can come back to the inseam of the lead leg. And you could turn the block perhaps on the highest height. That's what I'm going to choose today as I blade my back foot and lengthen my lead leg and send my hips kind of toward that right wall. Lengthen through the spine. Might shorten your stance here for this triangle. And that right arm can come to your side as you bend that left knee. Perhaps you take the block in your hand and sweep it up. And then both hands clasp block as you reach up and back on a diagonal to the left. Or to the right, rather. And then turn your toes to face me. And actually turn your toes up to the sides. And come down through center into that squat. Lift up. And low squat. Last time, lift. And then pivot to face the right side. So those right toes face the short edge of your mat as you bring that block down and bend the lead knee. Plant the hand on the block here or on the other side. Top arm can come over the ear if you wish, or just be at your side with a side angle. Or inhale here. And then exhale, pivot on your back toes. So you face the mat. That left arm can stay extended for just a moment. And then switch the hands. That left hand lands on the block, whatever height you wish, and rotate toward that lead. Now lead leg, that right leg. Roll the wrist of the top hand. And reverse. And then that right hand comes to the block. Adjust it as you need. Adjust your stance to send your hips back in space. The back short edge of your mat as you lengthen through the spine and find your triangle. Clasp the block, bend the lead knee, sweep the hand up. Both hands now clasp the block up and back on that diagonal. And then turn toward me with the torso, toes turn to the outside edges of your mat, or out on a 45, and bend your knees approximately. Everyone's slightly different. And lift and bend. So a few more here. Last one, lift and reach. And then pivot so that your left toes lead once more. Come onto the back toes in this lunge and clasp the short ends of your block and lean forward here. Integrate the ribs. This can be a lot of work for the arms if you have the block. So you press in on the block with the hands. And this will be tricky. Take your block in your right hand and sweep both hands behind the body. Sweep the block back. Clasp again both ends of the block and reach to the chest. This is not for everyone. And then bring your torso to the inside of the lead leg. You might just not use the block at all here. The back knee could be down. This is our humble warrior here. Actually, this is more humble warrior with the block on the back. We lift those arms high, kind of like I am. That's a different variation. And then lower that block to the inseam of that left leg on any height you wish. Plant the hand and lengthen that left leg. Plant the back foot, shorten your stance here. Spine is long so that we can rotate toward the left leg. Squeeze those inner thighs again. Draw that left thigh back into its socket. And then hands can come to the earth, or two blocks, but come to the earth here. Torso faces forward for our forward folding triangle. Bend that lead leg. Move that block further out in front of you if you'd like to place your hands on it to pop the back toes off the earth. And then stack the hips. Again, that block can be under your left hand in this case. And that right leg stacks on top of the left one for half moon. And then from here, bend the lead leg, plant that right foot down and sweep the block up, clasp it in both hands. Again, let's take that diagonal, lengthen that left leg, and then come back to center. Toes turn out on that 45. Take a deep squat and lift. One more time, squat and lift. Inhale here and pivot to face the right side. So your right toes face the short edge of your mat as you bend that lead knee. Out of breath today. And bring that block to the inside of the lead leg. And turn your torso toward the earth here. And I almost forgot. Let's take the block in both hands and reach it up into this kind of angled lunge here. And take the block in your left hand and sweep it in behind the body as the hands interlace. Perhaps, or not hands interlace, hands on that side, other side of the block. Lift a little here, inhale. And exhale to bring your torso to the inside of your lead leg. Humble warrior. Release that block to the inseam of the lead leg, any height you wish. Lengthen the lead leg as you step that back foot forward slightly to shorten the stance. And that right long leg pulls back into its socket as you lengthen through the spine. And then rotate toward the right. Inhale. And exhale, bring that hand right back down. Hands could be on the earth as you frame the front foot for a forward folding triangle. If you have two blocks, great. They can be under both hands. And we're inhale here. And exhale to bend the lead leg. Take that block out in front of you if you wish, so that you can pop those left toes off the earth. Flex through the foot or point the foot. And we're inhale, lengthen the spine a little more. As you exhale, stack the hips open toward the left. That right hand can use the block as a support. Inhale and exhale to bend the lead leg, plant the back foot, sweep that block up if you wish, and take it again on that diagonal and long. Reach and turn your torso toward me. Heel toe slightly in, bend those knees and let the block come to the earth. Lengthen the legs, toes will turn open toward the long edge as we hang. And here, perhaps you make some small circles with the head, the crown facing the earth. And reverse. From here, bend those legs again. And place that block kind of in the center of your mat. Bring your hands to your thighs and roll up through the spine. Arms reach out. And from here, hands come to your sides and you can step in. If you wish, you can step onto the block to take our tree. So that right foot can come onto the block. And this is only if you feel really stable and balanced. You could test it here. You could come onto the toes of the left foot. Just see how this feels. Maybe you just stay here. You move that, swing that left leg a little bit. Maybe this is where you land. Or perhaps the inseam of the left foot comes to the opposite shin. Press the palms together in your tree. Hands could come overhead even if you wish. And you could stay here the entire time or bring that left knee forward and line up the knees. That left arm comes out as if holding a tray, and you can clasp either outer or inner ankle. Flex through that left foot and press the shin into hand, hand into shin. As you start to arch the body, you may or may not, you might even stay here as your stopping point. And again, this could all be done off of the block. So peak here, reach here until your dancer's pose. Inhale and exhale to release. One sweep of the arms. And bring them to heart center to ground. Sense yourself in space for a moment. And then other foot to the block. So left foot steps up. Right foot presses into the shin or maybe even the upper thigh, just never on the knee. And that shin isometrically presses back. See where the hands land. Maybe you just barely lift those right toes off the earth. to balance. Hands may lift overhead. That right knee comes forward, line them up. Hand comes out as if holding a tray, clasp, preferably inner ankle, but either. And again, you could stay here or start to press shin into hand, hand into shin, arc the body. Pick a point that's not moving. One more inhale and exhale to step down. Hands sweep up. Forward fold. Remove that block if you wish. Hands to shins, half lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. And from here, widen those feet once more and come into just a little squat so that we can get ready for crow. So the block can be handy to assist crow if we put it underneath the feet. So if you have it long ways toward the long edge of your mat here, come forward with the hands, begin to curl in or flex through your center as you bring the inner thighs kind of to the armpits. And you could step up onto the block with one set of toes and then the other. This gives us kind of that sense of lift, and you could just stay here in your crow and squeeze arms into the the legs into the arms and the arms into the legs. You might slightly come forward here, or perhaps with help of the block, you can lift one set of toes and then the other off of the earth. And we'll try that a few times. We'll try to have that squeeze and that hug and just that sense of lift, even just right here on the block, or that lean forward. And then come into your squat, the arms, or the hands, encircle clasp the block. Oh my gosh. And then set that down, set your bottom down, block down, and bring your legs wide. Whew. From here, arms may sweep up. We can fold forward and might use that block here. Extend it out in front of us a little further. Hands can come to it. So root through the pelvis. Micro bend in the knees, never locked. You're a hyperextender. One inhale here, and exhale to roll up. Let's bring that left leg underneath, that right leg on top. You may need to prepare the hip a little bit here, move through the hip to be able to stack the shins. Also, if you can't stack the shins, that right leg can just come in front. You might be able to bring them parallel to each other and flex through the top foot as the sole of the foot comes to the outside of the thigh. A little PNF work here. You can press your hand into your thigh, but your thigh must press back. So you press the thigh into the hand and vice versa, and then soften, and then press, and soften, and press, and soften. And mine has gone lower. And from here, you might come forward, either onto that block, or just hands out in front of you. You feel this in that right glute down the IT band. Sit up tall for a moment and take that left arm up, bend the elbow. You might take the other hand to the upper arm, a tricep stretch. You might even take that right hand behind the body, interlace the fingers for your tricep stretch, or grab onto your shirt, whatever works. One more inhale here. And exhale to release the arms, press the palms away, bend at the second knuckle. Just a few times. And then with the help of the hands, clasp that right leg, send it out to the side, ground through the pelvis, and side bend over toward the right. And explore your angles here. So allow your arms to come in front of the body and sweep side to side, perhaps, with the torso. Maybe even bring the torso toward the outside of that right leg and open up the arms. I don't really have the space here. And come back to center. Opposite side. So we'll tuck that right leg underneath, left leg, prepare it. Side where you want to land, perhaps the foot's in front, maybe legs are stacked. Flex through the foot at the top leg, top leg. Find your sits bones. And again, let's come forward for a moment. If able, might stay neutral. Feel through that IT band, that left side, perhaps the glute. Should be no pain in the knee. Otherwise, don't have that foot on the top of the other thigh. Inhale. And exhale to rise. Right arm bends. Perhaps you clasp, right? Or take the upper arm. Allow that head to press into the top arm. So we're not rounded forward. When we inhale, exhale again, press the room away and bend a few times at the second knuckle. Take the hands and clasp that left leg, send it out long to the side. Inhale, arms up, and side bend toward your left, maybe even to a block the hand. Whatever works for you. Length through the sides of the waist. Or inhale and turn the torso toward the earth. And maybe you choose to stay facing the leg. Maybe you choose to come forward slightly, parallel to the long edge of your mat. It's kind of sweep side to side. Explore here. And perhaps come more to the left so that that right hand can come to the outside of the left leg and maybe open up in a rotation or really close things in a rotation. Not really opening up or closing in this one. Or inhale and exhale to come back to center and roll up through the spine. Bring those legs in, plant your feet, give yourself a little hug. Maybe tuck the chin to massage the thyroid, massage the front of the neck, micro rock the head side to side. And for Savasana, if you'd like to lie down, please do. Or if you'd like a seated meditation, you could sit on a block or a cushion if this is comfortable for you, with the legs in some variation of Sukhasana. This allows the pelvis to tilt forward slightly so we don't round through the lower back. And from here, just breathe. Or take Nadi Shodhana. If you're on your spine, Nadi Shodhana visualization. If you're seated, you might choose to use the hand. I think I'll come closer for this. So choosing the hand variation, usually use the right hand. I won't mirror this here. And we will block the right and left nostrils with either the ring finger or with the thumb. The rest of the fingers can come down, can bend them. I find I can only move my hand a certain way. So if you block the left nostril and inhale through the right, perhaps pause, and block the right nostril with the thumb, release the other nostril, exhale left, inhale left. And you can do this without plugging the nostrils. Pause, plug that nostril, release the right one, exhale. Inhale right, perhaps a pause, and exhale left. Pause. Inhale left. Pause. And exhale right. Pause if you wish. Continue this breath. So inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Continue your own pace, your own breath pattern. On your back, just visualize this. Next time you're inhaling right, inhale when you're there, and pause, and just let the hand go, and exhale through both nostrils. Inhale both nostrils together, and exhale together. And let your attention just soften. Let everything go. You're on your back, begin to add micro movements to the body. Might do that in seated as well, whatever serves. If you're lying down, perhaps come to your side. Join us in seated, or you might sway the head side to side or make circles with the neck as long as there's no compression. Reverse the head if making full circles. or circle with the neck, or sway and drop the chin. And look up as you reach up. And bring those hands to heart center. For practicing with me today, Satnam. You live in the Simcoe County area. I work at Giovanni Wellness in Barrie and at the Body Hub in Midhurst, Ontario. Hope to see you soon. Bye for now.